Hey, I'm Kevin with Swypit, and you are watching the Swypit Show right here on the Success Network. And of course, it's a new year here at Swypit, and we're having a good time helping our clients. Yesterday, just getting back from a lot of things going on from the holiday extravaganza. People were out and about, and people took off time. We were here working. I was out seeing clients. Actually, Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. Man, we talk to our clients. We want to help them, and that's what we're talking about today. Is the client experience of working with Swypit. And we're a different kind of company that you've never ever had the opportunity to work with, and that's why, our company was built on referrals for so long. And, before I get any, further too far into the show, I do want you to remember to like, subscribe, maybe comment. Let us know where you're watching us from. If you're checking this out, maybe if you want some more information, figure out some way to contact us. You can always contact us at info@swypit, SWYPIT.com. I'm Kevin, of course, the host of the Swypit Show, and I've been in the crazy credit card processing business for over 20 years. Yesterday or the day before, I don't know when it was, but LinkedIn, I guess it talks about work anniversaries. And of course, guess what? It showed 24 years. Well, that's because I got working with somebody else in the industry. And that's how typically most people start out. They just work for somebody. And I quickly realized that I needed to be out on my own. And that's how I ended up here in Texas. I knew one person when I came here, Mr. Jim McVicker, a longtime friend who passed away a number of years ago. But obviously, we parted our own ways many years ago, back in 2001. And I've been on my own. I've been doing this for 20, 21 years, whatever it is, from 2000, 2001. I incorporated my company back in 2000, but I actually went on my own in 2001. And, Jim and I remained great friends for many years, even after. Unfortunately, we just, you know, he needed me and I didn't need him. And well, that's what happens sometimes when you have an entrepreneurial spirit. You jump ship. And obviously, jumping ship has created the ability for me to be in a different position and moving forward and helping clients. But the client experience here at Swypit is a much different one. Our clients are referred to us, so most people go, "Hey, you got to work with Swypit. These people really know what they're doing," and that's what we've done. We've created a relationship, a long-term relationship. We still have the first client we ever wrote here in Texas, and one day we're going to have him on the show. I don't know. He's working a lot. He's turning wrenches and doing what he does, but maybe we can get him on the show. You can always check him out at Auto Hans in Addison, Texas. If you wanted to get your car fixed, they've been there a long time too. They know what they're doing. What does the client experience look like with Swypit? A lot of people always wonder, what's it like to work with professionals, right? Well, we at Swypit will look at all of the information. First and foremost, everybody will always say, "What's your rate? What's your rate? What's your rate?" That's the easiest thing we're going to do for people is give them really low processing fee structures so that they can be the best they can be, and we're watching and doing what we do. You have a aggregate that we're always watching it. We don't want it to be too high. We don't want it to be obviously in a position where you're, too low. Because if it's too low, well, maybe we're eating that fee somewhere, cost or something. But we haven't made that mistake in 20 years. So it's not that you're going to be too low. Here's the key: we don't want you too high. So we're going to keep it low. Make sure that you're always in a good, profitable situation for your business. We had some ants here in the office, and now I feel like there's always ants crawling up my pants. I got to get this organization. We live in a in a world where we could kill these ants, right? And we've got this big, huge office complex. If you wanted to look us up, we're in a place called Hall Park. I can't tell you that I'm really happy with being here right now because man, there are ants here, and maybe they came over the past couple of weeks while everybody was on vacation, but I was still working. And I haven't seen any really in the office per se. I They're like running up around the thing over here, but ants in the office, not a good thing, but maybe they need credit card processing and they're looking for the company and they found us. Obviously, we're on the ground floor, so obviously the ants they got to go up the walls to get higher up. But hey, where you watching from? Where you calling from? I've been having a little fun with a little cough. Maybe probably had a little Omicron, whatever you want to call it, a few weeks ago. Didn't feel good for a day or so, a couple hours or something, and then boom, I just got this cough. It won't go away. Hey, thanks Melissa for the cup. She made this cup for me. It's got our old logo on it. We had changed our logo. She didn't know that. But you know what I love? I love what I do. And, the other day I got a call from one of our clients. He three-wayed us to all the managers of all his locations, and they were telling us some little things that they wanted to tweak or change. And I was already in process of changing those things. I had an email up that I was going to send out. I'm trying to get a hold of the product team that we deal with on a basis with the processing. We work with many processors, but I have one processor that, we wanted to try and change some things, work with things. I was on the phone with them for about an hour and a half, and we're trying to make our experience for our clients a better, much better situation for them, not for us. So we'll go through the pain of being on calls for hours to figure out ways to help our clients. There's a lot of people that do what we do with the end result of depositing funds into your bank account. But there are not a lot of people that are working behind the scenes to make that their client experience really is a very unique one. We're customizing pricing structures for people. We're looking at ways that we can make them more profitable. Maybe we have to add a device. Maybe we need to change something, excuse me, in the back end that will make them more profitable. We're here to keep these relationships deep. And for example, I've got a meeting next week with an organization. They're a healthcare company. And, obviously, we would like to talk to their clients and they want to talk to our clients. And you know what? I think it's great to find new resources and everybody makes money. They've got deep relationships. We've got the deep relationships. We're going to connect people when the time is right. We're not just giving people hey, here's a list of all our company. Go and call them. Never going to happen because we know who really is going to fit the need for somebody. You might need some sort of health coverage. And you're going to go, hey, Kevin, who do you know in the healthcare industry that can help us with a new health services? We need new health company. I don't really care about the company I was working with. I need a new company. Who do you know? I recently had somebody say, "Hey, I'm looking for a 1971 to 73 Corvette Stingray." Well, what does that have to do with credit card processing, right? It has nothing to do with that. But one of my other great clients, that's what he loves to do. He knows people in that field. He has those cars. He knows what they're all about. And it just so happens that I said, "Hey, who do you know that may be having a sale on maybe a refurbished, maybe one that needs to be refurbished, maybe needs to be cleaned up, fixed, detailed? I don't know. Who do you know that's got one of these Corvette Stingrays from 1970 or so?" And he goes, "As a matter of fact, I think I might have found one." And I'm like, "Perfect." So I'm going to put those two people together. It's insane who we know that we could put people in touch with. And people say to me, why do you know these people? Well, obviously they're clients or they're referral sources, but more importantly, why would you want to do that for those people? I said, well, if they make more money from relationships that we have, it's going to help us make more money too. So it's a little selfishness, but really at the end of the day, I love helping people. And by helping others, we become enriched and empowered and able to do things that others don't do. And then when they call, text, or email us, we're here for 'em. And that's what they want. That's what we want. I've got a really high expectation of what I want from people. So if I'm your client, I have a very high expectation of what I'm looking for. Why is that? Well, I think when you pay for something, whether maybe forget about if you say you're going to do something, do it, right? Because that's where integrity comes into play. I'm going to bring something in here that I wanted to show you folks. So in 2016, there's a book here, and it's called Performance 360. And right here, actually on this finger right here, there I am. That's Performance 360. Let me get it to focus. There you go. So here I am. But if you look up here in the corner, who is that? Well, that's our latest astronaut, Mr. Richard Branson. And I had the opportunity to be part of a book with these great people. There's Nito Kubain there. There's Ivan Meisner in there. And some of these people are my friends that are in this book here. There's Nick Nanton, Emmy Award-winning producer. There's Susie Matson. I love her. She's so awesome. We're just trying to help people, right? We want to connect ourselves with people that can, help others. And I was talking about integrity and things of that nature. I'm going to open up to my little X section of the book here. There I am. Look at that. No glasses. Kind of hard to do this, but honesty, integrity, and determination to succeed. That includes giving back and helping others. Well, that's what people do when you're in business and you're trying to help others. I'm motivated to help because I've been in the frustrating place my clients have experienced where I was treated like a number. So why do I have expectations, high expectations? When I'm working with people, I really, really have high expectations from them. So that means that I'm probably going to give you a very high level of service. That's why our clients work with us. That's why we still have the first client that we brought on here in Texas. It's amazing, right? You know, there are things that in our industry that others don't do, and they're never going to do because they don't care as much about you as we do. When you've become a best-selling author with people like this, that's not an easy task either. I don't think they want to have their name connected to somebody that's an idiot. And I was on the call yesterday trying to make sure that certain things are taking place at this one processor to help our clients. And I had to bring to their attention some things that were taking place that were creating issues and problems for our clients in either the approval process, maybe it's the products, a brand new product that we just put out there. I've got about 60 units. We don't charge people for a credit card processing device. And over the years, if you've been a client of ours for 20 years, you probably started with a Nurit 2085 that we gave you. Then we moved to a maybe an 8320. Maybe we even started with a Trans 330, those little gray boxes with a separate P250 printer, when it went. Can you imagine still processing credit cards with that device? Well, we have moved people from a Trans 330, a Trans 380 times or a Trans 380 times 2, Trans 330. I mean, we've upgraded over the years our clients. So they started with a Trans 330. They went to a Nurit 2085. They probably went to the Nurit 8320 was the first internet terminal. Then we moved them to a Hypercom 4220 IP terminal. Then we moved them from a 4220 IP terminal to the latest VX520 terminal. And then we moved them from a VX520 terminal to our latest, greatest Verifone T60 feet, T60, T650C. Oh, there's all these different terminals. Now think about all those devices, and they're all over the country, our clients. They never paid for these devices. So think about how much money we've invested in our clients for their success. What company does that? When you contact your merchant service provider and your device breaks, they go, "Oh no, you're going to have to pay for that, and it's $1,000, it's $800, whatever it may be." Or they look at your account, you've been with them for 15 years, 10 years, whatever it is, and your aggregate that you're paying is like an 8%. I mean, why are you doing that? Why are you paying high fees? Why are you paying for devices when you could be working with a company that is now also providing a point of sale at no cost to you. We've got full blown Clover devices that we're going to offer to our clients at no cost. So if you've got the necessity for one, we're going to provide it for you at no cost. Are we going to provide you with 7 units at, $1,700 a piece? Absolutely not. You know, if you've got one need for one location, we're going to give that to you. We're going to want you to be successful. We want you to pay the least in processing fees. We're doing things that nobody does. And the reason we do that is because we have long-term relationships. That healthcare company, they have
Hey,
no
Kevin.
idea what we're doing for our clients. But hey, who's this? Popped
Hey,
in there.
everybody.
It look like it's
Hey,
Ryan. What do you
hey,
say,
I'm
Ryan?
Ryan Ruff. I am the lead producer on Kevin's show. I just want to say hey to everybody real quick. And Kevin, as I'm hearing you talk about the client experience at Swypit, one thing that keeps coming to my mind is while yes, clearly you guys go jump leaps and bounds to deliver so much for your clients kind of in an intangible way. I'm curious from the client or experience, Kevin, what that first meeting may look like. Let's say a new client maybe is coming in the door, they're maybe interested in working with you. What does that first meeting look like? What are the kinds of conversations you guys are having to that you're sharing some of the details that you're really sharing with them about Swipe It? What does that look like?
Yeah, that's a really good question. And, people are concerned about, hey, what's that first meeting? Are they going to beat me up
Hmm.
and try to close me on the deal?
Sure.
You know, and that's a really good question because most of our clients have already been referred to us. So now what happens is they referred us over and then we contact them and we say, listen, we were told by Joe to give you a ring and we'd love the opportunity to see how we can make you more profitable in your business. We're not going to beat you up. We're not going to make you do business with us. We already know that you feel pretty comfortable because of the resource, referral, whoever it was, maybe your accounting person, your bookkeeper, your best friend, your next door neighbor. I don't know who it is. They've just referred us to you. We're going to look over all of your information. We're going to look at your statements and we're going to tell you where you are right now and where you can go. And then, of course, we're going to look at and listen to your pain. You might be having customer service issues that are beyond your control, and you're tired of being on the call for 2 or 3 hours to find out that that person isn't the right person to even talk to. So, most of our clients will call, text, or email us and say, hey, I'm having an issue or problem. It just happened yesterday with a long term client of ours. She goes, hey, we're having a connection error with our stuff and we can't process credit cards. And I said, boom, I can assist with that. And I called up and I did a test on the device. It said that there was no internet and that a cable was disconnected because our equipment does actually tell us this. And they were like, well, that's weird. It's connected. I can see it. And I said, well, where is it connected to? And I mean, I'm not trying to put them on the spot or anything, but really what happened was is their modem from their internet was unplugged and it was an error by somebody that had moved something earlier a couple of minutes ago. And of course the first thing they do is they always they need to take payments, right? They're still running their business. They didn't do anything but call us and go, hey, I'm getting a connection error. Well, I'm not their internet people. I'm not their electricity provider. I'm not their phone service provider. We're their credit card guy. And they know they could call us and say, hey, what can we do here to solve this issue of the connect error? And I traced it back and we plugged it in and the lights came on. We waited for the internet to get cranking again. And about 3 or 4 minutes later, we identified that obviously somebody had unplugged that device by accident. I mean, I'm the credit card guy. We don't know how that happened or whatever, but at the end of the day, I was happy that we were able to get them back up and running to be able to process credit cards. It happens all the time. And here you have these internet companies that you might be working with. Do you know I have this happen to me? Our internet went down. I called them up. They said, "Hey, you need to have us come out and take a look at this." They charged me for a fee. They charged me a fee of 45, $50, or I don't remember even what it was, for them to show up to tell me that it had to do with something else that wasn't them. And they still charged me. Well, a lot of business owners know that their internet people are going to charge them if they come out, right? You might have that issue. Well, a lot of our clients call us first. They're like, "Hey, this thing isn't working." If it was our device that broke, what do? We supply the equipment, whether it breaks, whether it needs to be upgraded. And guess what? Our clients never have to worry about being down. If the whole country goes down, that's a whole different story. That we can't control. But you've got an accounting person, right? You're accountants, you have bookkeepers, you have people that are trying to do the numbers for you and things of that nature, and you might think that they have your best interests at heart when they're trying to make sure that this QuickBooks stuff is working, or they want to take the information that you have and plug it into QuickBooks so that they can do your accounting. And unfortunately, your accounting people, or at least the ones that we have that refer us a lot of business, they want to make sure that you're paying the least in processing fees, and they want you taken care of. But your accounting person that you might be working with, and they're so hung up on QuickBooks that they don't realize that they could be helping you be more profitable in your business. So if you use QuickBooks, no one can integrate to QuickBooks. I can't integrate to QuickBooks. But QuickBooks does have plugins that will download information and put it into an area to help you and your accounting people get that information and what you want. But of course, we're just going to process the credit cards. And we have ways to connect things to your internet. We have ways to connect things for your, point of sale. Some point of sale service companies, they lock you in and you can't ever work with someone else. I don't know why anybody would work with a company that makes you use their merchant service provider. And they always say, "Oh, we're going to match, we're going to beat those rates, blah, blah, blah." But I don't know if you know this. I'm going to teach you this right now. Every April and every October, Visa, MasterCard, Amex, and Discover raise and lower rates. What does that mean? Well, that means that your current merchant service provider is going to raise your rates to be able to cover the rates that they're going to have to pay to the card associations. Well, if you're working with a company like us, we're watching that for you to make sure that doesn't happen. Number one. Number two, if you're working with a company that locks you in, well, they've guaranteed to match and beat people's rates and all that stuff. You've got to constantly be shopping around to get them to lower these rates. Well, when you're working with a company like us that's going to provide you with point of sale, credit card machines, working with us to get you the most profitable situation you can be in, we're watching out for you. But, let's talk about a point of sale company called Toast, right? I recently ran into a client that is taking over business that has that. And I said, they're going to want you to use your own merchant service provider. And they go, we're only going to use you. We put a credit card machine there. Well, now they're trying to convince them to only use them for their credit card processing. They don't know they have a relationship with us for that client. All they know is they've got their point of sale that's there from a previous ownership, and they want to get everything they can do to get them to be processing credit cards with them because they know they're going to guarantee to match the rate. But in April and October, when these rate increases happen, they know they're eventually going to have higher rate structures and they're going to make more and more money on that client. Their service sucks, people. When you're locked in, who gives a rat ass who you're processing your credit cards with? They don't care because they're making money on you. Why would you work with these companies? Why do you get locked in with very high processing fees and zero service? Do you want to be on the phone running your restaurant, your retail store, your online store for 3 hours while your system is down? Why do you want to do that? What if you need to have it replaced? What do you think I did on Christmas Day? I was over at one of our 24-hour, 7 days a week businesses. I drove out there. We got them up and running. We fixed their stuff. And it turned out that it had nothing to do with us, but I was still there. Where is the service? Where are your merchant service providers? I'm going to tell you where they're at. They're opening up gifts and they don't give a rat's ass about you and your business because they got you locked in probably. Let's take you out of that situation, get you working with an organization that cares about you. You know, we have a book I did here. I'm going to show it to you. It's called The Soul of Success. And The Soul of Success, this is volume 2 that I happen to have co-authored a book with. Who is this guy right here? That's Mr. Jack Canfield. You ever hear of Chicken Soup for the Soul? Well, Jack Canfield, he's one of the co-authors of Chicken Soup for the Soul, and they've got that whole series. What are they trying to do? They're trying to help people, right? Well, I'm fortunate enough to be in the book with him, and of course, became a best-selling author because of it. But what is the chapter? Look at it. What's it say? It says the truth in credit card processing. Do you think that Jack Canfield and his team want to be associated with some screwball that doesn't know anything about credit card processing? I don't think they want to have their name associated with people like that. That's why my agent is able to get me connected with those people. How about Mr. Brian Tracy? This was our this is the let me get it to all. There we go. Leverage a life of health, wealth, and success. That's me and Brian. Brian's a really cool guy. I was at his house and got to meet his family and stuff. But of course, what's that book? What's that chapter? Leveraging an industry expert to be more profitable. Well, I don't think Brian wants to be involved with somebody that doesn't know what the heck he's doing either. I'm fortunate enough to be in these books with these people. My agents, the agent that I have has put me in these places, in these rooms with these great people, even like a producer like Ryan, who's listening to us and listening to me ramble on about stuff about Swipe It and what we do in the client experience. He asked a really good question. What's it like to work with Swipe It? What's that first initial meeting like? Well, we're trying to find things that we can fix that you don't even know that you need fixing. Isn't that a word, fixing? Here in Texas, we're fixing to go do stuff. You know, uh, back in 2017, also did the life story of Mr. Brian Tracy, Maximum Achievement. You can watch this on Prime. You can Google it, check it out. It's free on Prime. But what a great opportunity to be doing the life story of Mr. Brian Tracy. I got his. You can't see it over there, but I've got the Maximum Achieve poster. Looks just like that. Kind of cool. Why do I get involved? Why does Swipe It get involved with organizations that are making movies, right? Why are we doing that? Well, it's going to help people somewhere. So let's just say you happen to come across this movie and you watched it and it gave you the initiative to start creating goals. That's what Brian does. He talks about goals. Brian's a really interesting fella. I mean, I had him once on my What the Heck show many years ago. But Brian and what he does for people, uh, he he's right there on the first thing. It says review your goals daily by Brian Tracy, right? So here you got goals, and I'm going to read something that says right here that says this is right from Brian. I'm going to read right from the book. It says sometimes I ask my audience how many people here would like to double their income. Of course, everybody raises their hand, right? Not surprisingly, everybody raises his or her hand. And then I go on to say, well, I've got good news for you, everybody. Everybody here is going to double their income guaranteed if you live long enough. Why is Brian talking about this? Well, if your income increases at the rate of 3 to 4% per year, the average annual cost of living increase, you will double your income in about 20 years. But that's a long time to wait, right? So what Brian teaches people about goal setting. And I can't tell you how much is that changing people's lives. The one thing that I like to tell people about is something that I learned from Brian, and that was Brian tells everybody to write their goals down daily. So let's say you have 10 goals that you're trying to do. So if you write down those 10 goals every day, and then as you cross each one off, but you're keeping them in front of you every day, so they're top of mind. Those are things that maybe you wouldn't have picked up if you didn't see the movie that we created or you didn't read the book that I was co-author of. These are things that I love to be a part of that are going to help people be more successful in life. It's not that uh, we're going to make more money by, this book. In fact, I give these books away to clients. The Soul of Success. Here's a master of marketing, Jay Abraham, and I'll put that on there. You can look at this. Getting everything you can out of all you've got, the Jay Abraham story. Now you can Google this, and it's on Jay's actual website himself. Jay is the master of marketing. This guy gets paid 50K an hour to go out and speak to audiences all over the world. There's organizations that fly him in, and then he asks questions. He has a special form for, like, say if you were the CEO of AT&T, it doesn't matter who you are. He sends out this form, and it's like 143 pages. I can't remember how many pages. It's 150 pages, 120. It's a long page, and it's like you got to answer all these questions. So he needs to know all this stuff about that individual, and then it's like, why am I paying you all this money and then I'm writing all this stuff down? Don't you just show up and do this? No. He's so connected to trying to figure out the best way to make your business be successful. He's got to get into your brain. I did it. I went out and I spoke with Jay at his office. He's got this couch there. I've been trying to find it. I want to buy one. I want to put it here. I can't even find the picture. I got to find the picture. One day you'll see me post it out there. But, Jay's an amazing marketing genius. If you've ever heard of Icy Hot way back when, he actually was able to get radio stations to play the commercials for Icy Hot and help. He went in, he put he gave them all these ways to make it happen. He got it done. He was never the owner of Icy Hot. He was just a marketing genius. Jay does things in ways that you wouldn't expect things to be done. And you go, why didn't I think of that? Jay has done things for people all over the world. He does a lot with Tony, the guy that walks on fire. Forgot his name. Tony, can't think of it. But, hey, at the end of the day, what do we want to do is we want to help people. And I think helping people and bringing your business to a high level of expertise, putting people in a position of making sure that they're following through, of saying what they're going to do. When you have honesty and integrity and you're doing the right thing by your clients, those are people we want to be around too. I've got, unbelievable connections that, we try to help our people. I've seen, like Alex, hey man, good to see you. I've seen Alex, he was looking for something and I tried to put him together with some people for something. You just never know what people need or want. But I do know people want to be successful in business and we want to be a part of that. And, we want you to like, subscribe, share, comment, anything that you want to be successful in. We've got tools to help you with. But more importantly, we want to be your merchant service provider. So if you have questions, you want to reach us, you can go to info@swypit.com. You can text us, you can call us, you can Google us, find us out there. If you have questions, you want to refer us to somebody, you feel uncomfortable. Here's a good client that we just brought on last week. This guy has two very successful businesses. He's helping doctors and pool builders and things of that nature. And he happened to have introduced us to a pool builder back in 2020. He introduced us to that organization. They were processing with us for a year and a half. This individual then contacts us and says, hey, I'm now ready to work with you. He says, I've just been so busy, but I did call up the pool company that I referred to you, and they said such good things about your company that I want to work with you. So over Christmas, we were able to get them up and running, and now they're our client. He's going to refer us to all his clients. That's what life's about, relationships. And if you're looking for a good relationship and you want a good client experience with Swypit, you've come to the right place. Thanks so much. We love our clients. We want to be your merchant service provider. Don't forget to watch the other shows that we have. We've got some others coming up here in the future that you're going to really like. So make sure that you like us, you can go to the Success Network and see us there. But of course, I'm Kevin with the Swypit Show, and we love our clients. We want you to have a great, great year. So we look forward to hearing you, seeing you. You want any more information, you want to book, give me a ring.